Yeah, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll see how to create virtual machines by using this VMware workstation. Okay, so in my previous video I showed you like how to download the Red Hat OS, okay, by creating Red Hat account from their official website. So today we'll see how to create virtual machines, okay, by using this VMware application. So guys, so if you want to download VMware Workstation, so you can just go to your Chrome. In the Chrome, you can just type VMware Workstation download. Okay, you can just type like VMware Workstation download. You can just click on this link. And guys, there is a particular link called TechSpot. You can just click on this particular link. Okay, so in this link, you could see like all kind of versions are going to be there. So as of now, we are going to use Windows. So as per Windows, so this is the latest version. So you can just click on this link. Automatically, that particular application is going to get downloaded. So in my case, I have already downloaded. So yeah, I'm not going to install anymore. And one more thing. So if you want to work on virtual machines, we need to make sure our CPU is is up to the latest level. And one more thing is whether it supports virtualization or not. So how do you come to know that your system supports virtualization or not? So when you run Control Shift Escape, you get to see the task manager. So in the task manager, if you go to your performance, you could able to see we have something like CPU here. When you look at CPU, you can see virtualization is enabled. See guys, only if your virtualization is enabled, only then you can able to create virtual machines. Suppose if it is disabled, so what you have to do is you have to reboot your system. Okay, then you have to press the boot key and go to the virtualization from disable, make it to enable. Okay, and save and start the mission. Okay, so make sure this option should be there. Suppose if you can't see this option, which means your system is not going to support this virtualization, and maybe you are using the older version of CPU. So that's it. Okay, yes. So these are the prerequisites, guys. Now let's see how to create this virtual machine. So it's very simple. It's okay. It's not that difficult. So go to your VMware workstation. Okay. Yes. So over here, you have this option. So maybe like you could see there's an option like file, and you can click new virtual machines. So just click on new virtual machine, and you could see something like welcome to new virtual machine wizard. So by default, go with the typical recommended, guys. Okay, so just click on next, then click on I will install the operating system later. Click on next. Okay, and just select which particular guest operating system you want. Suppose you guys are working on Windows, maybe if you have a Windows OS, and you can select which OS you are going to run in this VMware, I mean this virtual machine. So in my case, I'm using Red Hat, guys. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux 10 64-bit. So I'm going to select the guest operating system as Linux. Suppose if you're using Windows, select Microsoft Windows. Okay, if you're using any other OS, click on other. Okay, then click on next option here. Then give a virtual machine name so you guys can able to identify this. Okay, you can identify the virtual machine name. So here you can see in my left side, I have given something like node 1, node 2 for identification purpose. Okay, just mention that. So here I'm just going to give something like Red Hat VM, something like this. Okay, for my understanding. Okay, and click on next option here and store this virtual disk as a single file. Okay, so by default, we are going to create this hard disk. So because in this hard disk only, we are going to boot the entire OS. So make sure, guys, this hard disk should be as a single file. Okay, it's a virtual disk. Okay, make sure it should be a single file, because if you try to split in multiple files, then we can't use the complete 20 GB. So make sure store that virtual disk as a single file. Okay, so end of the day, it actually helps in booting your OS. And click on next option, and over here customize your hardware. So here you can able to select like how much RAM memory you require. So you can just select this option like 4 GB RAM memory or 2 GB RAM memory. How much ever your local machine has enough RAM memory, that much capacity you can just mention over here. So if you look at in my case, so I have like nearly how much 3.8 GB of RAM memory is available here. So that's why I just give 2 GB of RAM memory here. Okay, and how many core processor you want, you can select that. And in the CD DVD, this is the most important thing. So you have to just boot your OS over here. So use the ISO image. So click on the browse option. So in the previous video, I showed you how to download the Red Hat 10. So the OS I've downloaded. So I'm just going to select this OS to run on my virtual machine. Then click on close option here. Then click on finish. So once after doing this, you could see, okay, there's an option like power on this virtual machine. So click on this option. So when you click on this option, you would get a particular option like installation, install this Red Hat OS, something like this. So you get this grub version. Okay, so grub version, that is your bootloader. So in this, you could see there's an option like 4 options are there. So make this mouse disabled by clicking it and use up arrow key to select the first option, that is install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 10.1. Give enter here. Okay, so now it's going to take some time for running your OS. Okay, so let's wait. Okay, until unless you get that welcome page, let's wait here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now you get this welcome to Red Hat Enterprise Linux 10.1 welcome page of your Red Hat, and select which language you're comfortable at. So I'm going to select English and English United States. I'm going to keep continue, try to press 2 to 3 times. So then it's going to work. Then over here, see guys, by default in your Linux OS, okay, defaultly we are going to have a user account called root. So root is like a super user, and this user is nothing but a normal user which has limited privileges. Okay, so this root user is already created in your system. Okay, just mention the password. So just enable the root account and just give the password. So for my understanding, I'm going to give it as Red Hat. Okay, so click on here Red Hat as well. Okay, and allow SSH to log in. Okay, yeah, so click on done option and create a normal user account. So in my case, I'm going to create a normal user like Vignesh, and I'm going to give a password for this. Here also, I'm just going to give password. Okay, confirm the password. So click on done option. Yes. And next, click on the installation destination. So that is where you're going to boot your OS. So guys, I have only this hard disk. So just unselect and again select this. Okay, and click on done option here. Yeah, and next you have this network and host name. So here you have to just give a host name. See, by default, this Ethernet is enabled and we are getting this IP address. Okay, and just mention a host name here. So I'm just going to give a host name, something like Red Hat VM. Okay, and click on apply over here. Okay, just click on apply. So you could see your current host name is Red Hat VM, and click on done option. So that's it guys, and just start with begin installation. Okay, just click on begin installation, and now it start to, okay, run your OS now. Okay, so once after completion of this installation process, you will have an option like reboot system, and once you reboot your system, then you go start to go with that particular OS. Okay, yes guys. Okay, yes, guys. So it's nearly takes like 15 minutes. So now we got to see that there's a reboot system. So just click on this reboot system. Yeah, so it's going to restart your, your virtual machine. And now we are good to go with the Red Hat OS. Okay, so this is how you actually now install your Red Hat OS on your virtual machine. Okay, yes. So now, yeah. Option like Vignesh guys. So this is a user account that you created during the installation process, and you also have one more option like not listed. Just click on this not listed. If you want to log in as root user, just mention the username as root and give whatever the password you have mentioned previously. So now I just gave the password and I'm going to log into my system as a root user. Okay. Yes. So now you can see, you can go to the terminal and you can start running your commands guys. So yeah, so that's it. Thank you all.